So what's good outside today? Wow, it snowed out last night. That's perfect for skiing. And what's the forecast? Ouch! Minus 47 Celsius with the wind chill factor. I think we'll stay inside. In fact, we dream of our next bike trip. We're planning for Greece. So why not get in shape indoors while watching documentaries and films about Greece? Είναι μία υπέροχη ιδέα, which in Greek means, this is an excellent idea. Speaking of planning a cycling trip, we realized through the questions of our friends that we have 40 years of experience in cyclotouring, and we could share some tips. So this video is for those who want to plan their own cyclotouring or bikepacking trip. First question, where to go? The world offers so many destinations. Imagine, 7 continents, 198 countries. To attempt to see it all would require a lifetime investment, like my reference as the greatest cyclotourist of all time, Heinz Stucke, who rode 600,000 kilometers in 196 countries for 50 years full time. Let's admit that this kind of dedication is not within everyone's reach. Well, for those like us who prefer less extensive adventures, several organizations offer route networks for cyclotourists at the level of a continent or a country. For example, the American Adventure Cycling Association has listed a few on their site. Starting with the United States, where routes cover the whole country. But the organization that impresses me the most is the Eurovelo, with 19 long routes ranging from 1,000 to 11,000 kilometers. Only in Europe, there is fun for years. But still, an incredible number of countries also have their more local network, such as the Route Verte in Quebec, which has 5,300 kilometers. One more question. How to know the cycling potential of the country you plan to visit? Why not asking Google, typing something like cycling and the country of your dreams? Several travel providers offer itineraries that you can take inspiration from. But a safe bet is also to look at what the government body offers, like here in Spain by Bike. There is their own network. But also a reminder that the Eurovelo is an interesting option. You can also benefit from the experience of other cyclists. Here, this FeedSpot site is a gold mine since it lists the 90 best bike touring blogs and websites. It's up to you to explore in order to find those that best suit your way of traveling. There are also social groups like Facebook. I myself am part of about 20 groups from which I find ideas, I ask questions, and share my experience as needed. Now that we are well equipped to find where to go, we can ask ourselves when to leave. Several variables can influence this decision, but definitely the temperature is one of them. Since we prefer to camp, we like it when it stays between 10 and 30 degrees Celsius. To help me, I like climate maps where you can see the mean temperature for each month of the year all over the world. We like an average of around 18 Celsius, so we're looking for the color orange. For example, for our trip to Greece, we would like to go there before the influx of tourists, something like April or May. If we take a closer look, bingo! It seems that the month of May is promising. Another check, the precipitation. Since we prefer to ride dry, we aim for warm colors. Yes, our choice is still good for the month of May. To be even more certain, you can find out what the weather was like the previous year at the same time. On AccuWeather, you can target a specific month and year. Wow, that pleases me very much. Now that the destination and the period are determined, in our case, Greece in the month of May, what do we want to do and see in the country? How many kilometers would be reasonable? There's no single answer to this question. There are as many ways to travel as there are cyclotours. In our case, we like to average 60 kilometers a day, which give us time to stop and visit. Also, we ride about 5 days out of 7 in a week, because some places deserve that we stop there longer. A city, a nice beach. In Greece, there are 3 Eurovelos and many other potential places. What to do? In order to help us choose, we begin a period of documentation to determine our points of interest in the country. To do this, the internet provides us with countless resources. I begin. For example, among the blogs mentioned above, we found Dave, who made a bicycle trip including the sites of the 12 labors of Hercules. We selected a nice section of it. At your favorite bookstore, he has the classic travel guide. Or you can find the equivalent on the internet. YouTube offers an infinity of video, again, according to your preferences. And we love watching movies. Why not movies about Greece? To watch while training on the indoor bike. Our favorite for this trip was to find in the great courses, offered among others on Apple TV, a series of 24 episodes on the history of Greece. It was captivating. And I forgot. Learning the basic of the language is also a great asset to facilitate exchanges with locals. Our choice fell on Mondly, which allows us, among other things, to learn the Greek alphabet in order to be able to read signs and menus. It is from this long list of points of interest that I built a reference itinerary. I said reference because we will not be obliged to follow it in full. We are aware that we will meet people, other cyclists, people from warm showers, who will share their favorites with us. Also, we do not reserve anything in advance, so we will be free to change our minds. I built the route you see with the Komoot app, which brings us to talk about why an app and which one. In order to ride without getting lost, we strongly recommend using a GPS or a smartphone mounted on the handlebars. Paper maps or cycling travel guides can also be used, but we find them less practical because they don't tell us where we are exactly. Now, which application to choose? Strava, Ride with GPS, Komoot, Maps.me, Bike Map? To make your choice, I suggest looking at analysis like this one, which compares no less than 27. I have used several of them since 2008, and I admit that I currently have a preference for Komoot. It is with this one that I will show you what a typical day creation session looks like. This day starts where I finished the previous day, Xilocastro. One thing I like about Komoot is that it allows you to see all kinds of information suitable for cyclists, such as point of interest and campsites, here displayed in white bubbles. My goal here is to find my points of interest. Not this one, not that one. But the Corinth Canal is a must. I bookmark it. Now, I want to find a good route to get there. Another advantage of Komoot is that it shows me networks for cyclists like the Eurovelo 8 shown here in purple. I add a point to calculate the route and Komoot choose the Eurovelo 8, which I could change, but before I like to check the state of the road. Komoot has also integrated Street Views, the little guy, which allows me to do my inspection at different points of the day. That was good. Still good. So I keep and I extend to the current canal. I noticed that we now have 48.8 kilometers. We can start looking for a campsite, and there is just one here. Another advantage of Komoot is that you can verify this campsite directly from here. And when it suits me, I bookmark it and we calculate the route to there. Nearly 60 kilometers? Perfect. We deserve to rest on the playa. I add this day to our other days in our collection on our trip to Greece. And I confirm that my bookmarks are well retained on this day. A collection is a way to group all our days and see the trip as a whole, even if it is also accessible day by day. When we will be on the trip, we could use our phone in order to see our trip and to choose in due time the day to ride. For example, the one we have just built together. And I also find the bookmarks to remind me of what we don't want to miss. We could also do it on a GPS since Komoot is also available on Garmin and others. This is also what we prefer compared to the phone, in particular for the absence of glare, the waterproofness, and the significantly longer battery life. Now that we know where to go, what gear should we bring? We suggest you go to our website Freewheels.ca in the equipment section. The magic of ultralight cyclotouring video will show you our choice of bikes and what we put in each pannier. You will also find the list of our equipment as well as hyperlinks for more details. With that, a big thank you for spending all this time with us, and we wish you the happiest of trips.